Hello everybody, Tim Ryerson here with StudentAthleteWorld.com. This week's topic is navigating the summer exposure circuit, including college camps, club teams, and showcase events. The first thing we'll talk about is choosing a club team or an exposure team to play on. A lot of people assume that they need to be on a high-profile, expensive summer camp exposure team in order to be recruited by colleges. Now, there is some value to being at the right events, in being with the right teams, and being in front of the right coaches. But there's a lot of other things to consider as well. The first of those is money. A lot of the high-profile teams are really expensive and cost a lot of money. The other, maybe most important thing about being on or choosing to be on a high-profile club team is don't forget about skill development. If you're on a high-profile team and maybe your role is decreased, and for example you are a baseball player who also pitches, but on your high-profile team you only get a couple at bats here and there and you don't get a lot of innings, maybe you're hurting yourself in the ability to develop as a better player. Maybe being on a lesser profile team or your local American Legion team, you may develop more as a player. So don't forget about that. Another example, maybe you're a basketball player and on your high-profile club team you're basically just a three-point shooter specialist, and if you were to play on a lesser profile team, you may have an opportunity to develop your skills and your all-around game. Remember, you're not going to trick anybody into getting an athletic scholarship. You have to get better as a player. So when you're looking at your summer exposure opportunities, don't just look at where you can be in front of the right people. Look at where you're going to become a better player. Don't forget about that aspect. Playing on a high-profile team and at big events can be very beneficial, but you want to ask yourself, would that time better be spent at home, in your driveway, on a field, at the gym, working on the individual skills, weight training, lifting, conditioning, to make yourself a better player? So don't forget about that important aspect of skill development during the summer season as well. Once you've chosen a club team, there's a couple things you want to make sure that you're doing in order to be in the best position for your recruiting process. One of those is to make sure that you're communicating with the coach of your club team. Let them know the goals that you have in the recruiting process. Let them know the types of schools that you're looking at, and ask them for their help and to help you make a plan to get yourself in front of the right coaches at the right times. The other important thing you want to make sure you're doing is to communicate with college coaches. This is something we talk about all the time. College coaches don't go to these exposure events typically to find out about random kids they don't know about. They go there to watch kids that they already know. Because of this, it's very important for you to communicate with the college coach to get them your summer schedule. Let them know what events, showcases, camps, clinics that you'll be attending so that possibly it matches with their schedule and that they can come to watch you. This is the best way for you to get evaluated during the summer circuit. Sometimes coaches may fall upon you. We call that random recruiting, needle in the haystack recruiting. It happens, it just doesn't happen as much as you think it does. The next thing for you to remember is during the summer exposure circuit, hopefully you'll have coaches have an opportunity to evaluate you in person. Don't forget about the big picture. When coaches evaluate athletes in person, they're not just evaluating the skill or the results. They're evaluating everything about you that they can find out about you as a player and a person. So don't forget about your effort. Don't forget about your teamwork, and don't forget about your attitude. Of course, you want to be the guy getting the hits, making the shots, making the good plays. But coaches are going to be watching how you act when you come out of the game, how you talk with your coaches, how you talk with your teammates. Are you a positive influence on the game, or are you a negative influence? That's really important during the live evaluation period. So make sure that you're remembering the big picture while you're getting evaluated. Thanks for taking your time to watch the video. I hope you learned a few things about the summer exposure circuit and what you can do to put yourself in the best position to help your recruiting process this summer. As always, find more information about us and what we do at studentathleteworld.com. Thanks so much.